What's up, guys? So you know, or you may not know, I don't know, we make duck calls and turkey calls. So we've been working since June of 2024 to get our shop up and running. Finally got it built, finally got some power in it. And today I'm going to be working on my workbench so I can throw my lathe up, my CNC when I get it, my saws, all the stuff. Just kind of giving you a rundown on what we're doing and showing you how we're building it. Hope you guys enjoy. This is what we're starting out with, guys. A little 3 foot deep by 8 foot tall pallet rack system here. Shelves, 12 foot long, capable of holding, I think it's 4,500 pounds. We're gonna go in, put a worktop in here, light it up, put some, whatever you want to call that kind of board right there. Put some of this pegboard behind it so we have a nice clean work area. Please excuse the mess. Just trying to get into the shop. Hopefully I'll have this insulated and backboarded up here for too long so we can run some air conditioner, help a brother out. But yeah, got some outlets right here. Got another one right here if I ever want to get another set of beams, extend this work area out even further. We'll come across with 2x6 from waterfall to waterfall, and then put our worktop over like this. Come up here with some lights, probably right here, and another set right here. So never have too much light when you're working. But yeah. So now got our 2x6s cut. I'm gonna come in here. Let's see, get this work around. Start laying our boards in. I'm gonna try to go ahead and get everything cut before it starts raining outside. So gotta get after it. Oh, yep. I think I ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This one was a little bit long. It's an inch too long. We've all been there, right, fellas? Yeah, me too. But nah, all jokes aside, got this in. This gives us something to, something to screw down to. Gives a good, sturdy working surface. Yeah, there's a little play in some of them, but the biggest thing is having a support system for the tabletop when we go across, and something to screw to. And I'm probably going to end up taking these, screwing them down through here. That way it's just, that much heavier, or not that much heavier, that much more secure. But realistically, with the weight, I don't even know if I have to. When we were at Lowe's on the high prices, this is a 36-inch rack. The cutting board material, or tabletop, whatever you want to call it, is only 30 inches wide. So I'm gonna have to come up with something to, fix the gap. It's 1.5 inches, 30 by 6 foot. So, excuse the mud, I'm trying to get grass screwed back. So, if we've got a 12-foot rack, 30 inches wide, cutting surface, I'm gonna take this 2x6, it's not quite 6 inches, paint it black, screw it in on the back, and that's what the pegboard will actually fasten to, and that is what will be our backer. It's really gonna be out of the way. We're not gonna have as much work back there. So it doesn't have to be as pretty as whatever you want to call that other surface, as the cutting surface. Yeah, it doesn't have to be as pretty as the cutting surface. So go and get that painted up, get that attached, tech screwed on, and start working on that. So I'm gonna go with the Rust-Oleum American Accent Satin Primer, paint and primer combo. The wood's gonna drink it up pretty good, so I might have to take a couple of passes at it and get it done. But yeah, let's get to it. Gosh dang, well, only took one coat. Turned out pretty nice. Have this backer in here. I did have to cut it down a little bit because it was lumberyard 12 foot, not an actual 144 inches. Now we're gonna go through, divorce. Start attaching our 2x4 backers like this from the 2x6 to the top beam. So to attach the 2x4s to the 2x6, we're gonna use this little clip we picked up. It's probably overkill. I probably could just toenail the screw in, but didn't really want to have to do that. And then we will take and add our 2x6s back in, and probably the 2x4s I had left over, just like doing this hand motion now. It's pretty fun, you know, good times. But yeah, add our 2x4s back in, and then we'll start screwing it down, screwing the 2x6 down to these supports. And that's really just to keep it going this way. I have no concern at all about the table jumping up because it's going to be pretty hefty. And then once we put all our tools on, it'll be that much heavier. But yeah, first things first, next things next, whatever you want to say. We're going to add the 2x4s here so we can attach our pegboard. Whoop. All right, got them attached at the top using a 2-inch tick screw. I know it's a 2x4, but it's really like 1 5/8 inches. So it'll probably have a little bit better than right around 3/8 going into the metal, which is enough to hold it. You can tell they're loose. I'm going to put a torpedo level and a square on there. Probably just a square, maybe a torpedo level. You can never tell. Either way, I'm going to get these squared and leveled up and take these clips. Let's see here. Attach it to the board and attach it to the other board, and then we'll be secure and we can move forward with our process. All right, guys. Got it leveled out, attached at the bottom using the clips. Next thing I'm going to do, after somebody gets banging around over there, next thing I'm going to do is come in, put these boards back under here, screw this board down to the support boards, and then we'll start putting in the tabletop. All right, got the boards laid in there. About to go in with these 3-inch screws, down the line. And then we're going to throw in our cork board, see how it looks. All right, guys, we've got the boards are screwed in, leveled off or screwed at the top, putting on our first piece of pegboard. Got it situated all the way to this side. And I've just got 1, 2, 3, 4 screws in it just to hold it up, just in case I need to take it down and move it. I had to move this board, because where this piece landed, I had it screwed there. Had to move it over here. That's pretty easy. Just moved it over, leveled it back out. And now we're gonna cut this section and see how it looks. All right, we got it marked up, ready to cut. I was gonna use the skill saw and I don't wanna mess up the finish, so I'm gonna try to score it with a razor knife, see how that goes. Hopefully it'll cut it fine because this isn't super heavy duty stuff. And maybe that'll protect the finish since this is pretty work. Well, after about 5 minutes trying to score it, I got tired and went to the saw. So we do have a little line right here going on, but I'm hoping a magic eraser can get that out. If not, it will just be something that I have to live with. All right, now we got it looking a little good. Got to come in here with the magic eraser and clean this up, but put some more screws in it. Then I'm gonna throw the tabletop on and figure out some way of hanging the lights. Because you know, as soon as we start storing stuff up here, all of our light in here is gonna be gone. And this is where you need the most light of anywhere in the shop. But yeah, let's do it. All right, so we've got the tabletop fitted in. It's kind of roughly what it's gonna look like. I need to finish the tabletop. I need to screw it down to the boards beneath it. It did get a little character on this end. And on this end, see right there, it's got some character because it's not fully square. And as you can tell right here, this gap is wider than this gap. I can live with that. I'm probably gonna just put a little caulk in there and sand it down and hope for the best. And then, like I say, I'm gonna put a finish on it. I don't know what I'm gonna go with yet. After I screw this down, next step is figuring out what we're gonna do about lights, because I'm gonna come above this with cardboard or something to keep dust from getting on the stuff I store up top. So that's gonna completely block out our light, like I said earlier. So I'm probably gonna take the 2x4s I have left over, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then hang my lights off of that. And then I'm gonna paint this stuff because it's just sticking out bad to me. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. All right, about to fasten it down with these 3-inch number 10 screws to the 2x6s beneath it. Should have enough. I did end up putting my knife in the back to kind of pull that, that gap together a little bit better, because it would have drove me nuts. I couldn't help it. But yeah, should be enough to hold them. Plenty of screw. And as always, guys, when you're doing something like this, wear your safety gear. For the number one reason is you won't have to hear people complain about it. I mean, you should for your own safety too, but if you don't, all you hear is just yap, yap, yap. But eye pro, ear pro, steel toes, the whole get up. Well, just got off phone with Matt at Quarter Wood Company in Greenville or Winterville, whichever one it is, Greenville or Winterville, can't remember. Pretty good buddy of mine. He's helped me out with some of the turkey calls in the past, laser engraving, and just knows a lot about woodworking and making furniture and finishing stuff like that. Called him, asked him what the best way to move forward with this would be as far as finishing it. He suggested sanding it down and going with a polyurethane top and bottom. I, of course, jumped the gun a little bit, and I probably should have finished it before I put it down, but here we are. So, gonna lean on his knowledge of it a little bit more than my own, and gonna go buy some polyurethane, sand this down real good, try to take care of some of these little rough spots and where it meets up, and some of these screw holes, just get the uglies off of it, make it nice and pretty. Polyurethane it, polyurethane the bottom. All right, guys. Went our trip Lowe's, got us some lights, got us some 7,000 lumen Utilitech 4-footers. They link together, so got 4 of them. Gonna throw them up top. I've said it before, I'll say it again. There's no kill like overkill. So should be able to see. Gonna take our extension cord, got a black extension cord, and got a Surgeon protector. Gonna run everything to it and run it back behind the rack to that outlet back there. Plug it all in. I still have to come through and cut us a little square out right here to access that outlet, and I've got to do it again right here to access that outlet. The square won't be that big, but gonna run it, sneak the extension cord through, try to keep it as clean looking as possible, run everything through this surge protector so I have an on-off switch for my lights. Also we'll be able to plug USB into it, so I'll have a phone charger out here as long as my lights are on. Pretty cool, pretty excited. All right, guys, as far as hooking up goes, it's pretty simple. It's just a piggyback system. This will be your power cord here that actually goes to that outlet. Go through this light. There's a female on this end. You take the male from the next light, plug it into the female, and so on and so forth. So you have a one circuit. So number 1 light, number 2 light, number 3 light, number 4 light. Very simple to do. I mean, just couldn't make it any simpler than that. One thing I don't like about these lights is they have the stupid chain switches. So I'll click them all on, and then I'm probably gonna wrap like so. Yikes, if I can get it up there, wrap it like so, and then electric tape it, just because I just don't like how it looks. But other than that, pretty easy installation. You have a little clip, and I'll insert a picture of that, or a little video of that. You have a little clip, or you can hang them with chains, like you've seen other shop lights do before. You can either hang it down, dangling from a chain. I chose the clip so it would mount directly to the wood. I measured it off from the beams, how I would on it. You can measure them You can mount them however you want, catty-cornered, parallel, however you'd like. I chose to mount them this way just because I like the way it looks. It's just one screw. Just put one screw into the mount, and then you push the light in, and it latches back into it, and it holds, and it's pretty snug. These lights are also super lightweight. They have no heft to them at all. And, you know, we'll see how bright they are, but they says 7,000 lumens, so I'm assuming pretty bright. Gonna take this, zip tie these wires up so they're not as visible. Zip tie that one up down there. We're gonna sneak that one back and around so we can't see it, because I just don't like having a bunch of dangling wires. And then tomorrow I'll get electric tape and take care of that. All right, guys, we've got everything kind of done up how we want back here, wired in. I've got it pulled over to an outlet. Got it plugged in. I've given them a test. Before I show you guys the results and just kind of, before I show you guys the results of the lights and how they look when it's all lit up, just kind of go over what we got here. It's a Utilitech 4-foot LED linkable shop light, plug in, link up to 5 lights. You can daisy chain 5 of these things together. That's their suggested thing. It's a color temperature of 4,000 K. Don't know what that is. 7,000 lumens. I do know what that is. It's very bright. Like I said earlier, you can hang them like here in the picture, and I'll try to get a better video of that. And yeah, I think these things were 25 bucks or 85 watts. It says a 45-year bulb life, which is crazy if it's true. And it can go up to 50,000 continuous hours. Also crazy if it's true. Ended up not needing this extension cord. Was able to wire everything, zip tied up pretty like I want. But was able to pull it here to the Utilitech 6 outlet surge protector, and that, can't see, probably run right to the outlet in the back. So real quick, gonna get this cleaned up a little bit, and then I'll show you a test. All right, guys, as you can tell, it's pitch black in here. Making sure I'm not hitting anything. Light switch it on. Booyah. Plenty of light. This is with the shop lights off. The only light in the whole room is the 4 7,000 lumen lights. So plenty of workspace light, which I say that, but the golden rule is you always need more workspace light. But lights this little area up pretty good. Like I say, not crazy bright on your eyes if you're looking directly at them, which probably shouldn't do, but here we are. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Plus, I can go over here, now that the shop lights are on, I can see. Now I can go over here and use this like I want. It's a light switch. Off, on, off, on. It's pretty nice. Another little cool feature about this Utilitech surge protector is it has a USB charger, so no more need of keeping up with all these. I can just make me a little mount, my cell phone right here, and then I'll just be able to get me a USB cable, USB to USB-C, and plug my phone in and have it charged, and I won't have to keep up with these squares. All right, now that we've got the lights on, tabletop on, pegboard in the back, everything's painted and zip tied up how it should be. The next 2 things I have to do is lacquer this and then locate the power, which would be right in this area. So I've got to do it. Oh, that's gross. I'll have to match cross that. Don't pay no attention to that. That's ugly. Anyways, I'll have to figure out where it is. It'll take me about a minute. I'll have to use a light, figure out where it is, mark the holes I need to cut, and then I'll just cut out a little square so I can reach my outlets. I'll have to do it there and here. Don't look at that, that's a bulge. But yeah, I'll have to do it there and here, figure out where my power is so I can access it, and then it'll just be to put polyurethane on it. I actually picked up the wrong stuff at Lowe's. I picked up something called, what was it called? Spar urethane. And that will work, but it takes longer to dry. And I need to get this thing up and running. So I'm gonna take it back, and I'm gonna buy the correct stuff, polyurethane the bottom, and then she's ready to rock. So, not super hard to do. Come down here, find my electric line, go right up, and you know it has to be in here, so then I'm gonna switch to my flashlight, shine light through the holes, take my lead, and then I'll take either my Dremel or a jigsaw and cut it out. All right, guys, got the power outlets located. I'm gonna have to buy some trim and trim them out, but this is gonna be the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this. You get looking into how much this costs, the price gets going up pretty high. You can do it for cheaper than what I did, and I bought all this stuff new, and I bought stuff I didn't have to have 4 lights, didn't have to have pegboard back. You could have went without it and just had a worktop without a back, and your wall could have been the back. I didn't have to have this particular top here. I just liked how it looked. I didn't have to go with pallet racking. You know, this is, if I'm not mistaken, it's 4,500 pounds per shelf level. Not that I'll ever need that, but I have it if I do need it. I can store above it just as much as I want, up to 4,500 pounds. My workbench from beam to beam, which it's not, so it can't contain that. So, but if it reached from beam to beam, it could hold 4,500 pounds. Point being, I kind of went overkill on this. Like I say, no kill like overkill. This is a great example. The only problem that's, wrong with that is it does cost a lot of money to do that, and that part does suck. I think rack, all in all, I'm at $300. Want to say the backboard, the 2x4s to do this, the wood, and the lights, I want to say I'm around another $300 if I had to guess. Let's see, 90, that's 180. Yeah, probably another 300. So all in all, I probably have $600 wrapped up in this, guys. That's awfully expensive just for a workbench, but I plan to work off this and make money. So for me, it's an investment. I'd rather do it nice one time, have all the light I'd like to have, and get it exactly how I want it if I'm going to be working and making money using it. Like I said, you could do this with, you could find used pallet rack. You could go around, different places that sell used pallet rack, or just look in different warehouses when they're doing a move. You can find used pallet rack. You could just build the frame out of wood instead, which now wood's getting expensive too, and it won't hold quite the capacity. But you could go with 2x6s instead of this pre-built board. Like I said, you don't have to have the lights. I just like to have the lights. It's all kinds of stuff you could do to make this cheaper. But hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it was at least entertaining for you. If not, kind of give you an idea of what you could do with a little bit of money and some time on your own. Please like, subscribe, leave us a comment, tell us what we could do, tell us what you'd like to see, tell us what we're doing wrong, what we're doing right, all the stuff. Hope you guys have a good day, and yeah, praise God for everything. We'll see you next time.